are the fundamental elements for Wonder Woman that make up Wonder Woman to you?
Compassion.
Compassion.
Fundamentally compassion and empathy and a capacity not just of love but of forgiveness. You know, it's a given she's a badass. It's a given she could kick your ass 3 ways to Sunday. That's not Wonder Woman. That's not what defines her. What defines her is her desire to, she doesn't want to punish the wicked. She wants to make the world better. I mean, that's fundamental to the character. And if you lose that, then you're not writing Wonder Woman. You're writing Red Sonja. So.
And you've written Wonder Woman twice, once pre-New 52 and now post-New 52 with Rebirth. Can you speak about, do you approach it any differently after a major relaunch like that? Like,
yeah, I mean, you know, I'm older, so fundamentally I've changed. The things that I'm going to focus on are going to be different. One of the things that, you know, I was brought in on Rebirth very specifically to say, get her back to basics. So that very much directed the run, and very much directed the choices I made. So it is different. You know, you don't enter, what's the saying? You know, you can't enter the same stream twice. That's the same for writers. It feels comfortable. You know, it wasn't necessarily difficult getting back into writing Wonder Woman, but I'm a different person, and what her stories were about or have to be about now are different. It's a different time.
And then as far as Creator One stuff goes, you have the Old Guard out right now, which I know you said earlier you love doing the Old Guard.
Yeah.
When you start a Creator One project like that, do you have an endpoint in mind, or do you just keep going and see where the story takes you?
No, I try to know where I'm going, if it's short term or long term, but any project, any story, I want to have some idea of the trajectory. So Old Guard, you know, was always envisioned to be a 5-issue story. And then we would take some time off and then we'll do another one. And then we'll take some time off and maybe do another one. There are lots of stories to tell with those characters and I would love to do it.
And they'll all be like self-contained stories?
Yeah, I mean, ideally when all is said and done, you know, you'll have a whole body of these stories about these characters that will all make sense and have built on what happened before. But you know, you look at something like Lazarus. Lazarus is a long-running series. It's going to be long form, but it's got an ending. I know where I want it to go. Black Magic is going to run between 33 and 36 issues. And again, I've known from the start of Black Magic how it ends. So.
And you've been in this game a little bit longer than some other people going on. And one of the other concepts that we've been talking about is like nerd rage. Like Nick Spencer is in the heat of it right now, and Marvel's going through this PR disaster. But like, you were kind of a trailblazer with Batwoman and everything like that. Like, with nerd rage, do you worry about that stuff, or I mean, like, or do you just kind of get in your head and you're like, I need to tell stories?
I don't like the phrase nerd rage because it's dismissive.
Okay.
It implies that people don't actually have a right to be upset. All right. It takes away responsibility from the publisher and the creators. All right. I've written plenty of stuff people hate, and I've gotten plenty of hate for it. Almost everything I've written, I stand behind. But I've screwed up plenty of times. Owning mistakes is part of being an adult. All right? And when we look at people and we decide that they are not what they are upset about, just out of hand, is irrelevant. We reinforce an argument that comics are for kids. As we say, well, then you're being childish or whatnot. You know, people don't like the fact that Batwoman's queer. Okay. I'm not going to apologize for it. I'm not going to change it. She's gay. That was the character. That was what DC wanted for the character. That was my job. So I don't like, I take great issue with the idea that there is no responsibility to the artwork, and I mean artwork as a whole, being presented. I think that's garbage. If I write every story I write, young black men end up being killed, or in every story I write, young black men are the bad guys. I'm making a statement in each of those, right? And if I'm doing it unconsciously, then maybe somebody ought to point it out and say, you are saying something. There's a validity to saying, I want to see myself in these pages. And I have never been able to before. You know, I'm Jewish. When I saw that Kitty Pryde was Jewish, that was enormous to me. It was huge at 14, right? So that stuff, that's legit. And comics works on a fandom. And the fandom is here because they love these things. And they love these characters. You know, they're going to get upset if they feel the character is being portrayed inappropriately. And they're going to be even more upset when they go, and the only reason that this is being done is to drive sales, right? I've written, as I said, I've written stuff that people hated, got really upset over. But in the main, I can say, yeah, but it was what the story needed. So, you know, we do what we do. We write as best as we can. You know, speaking personally, my job is when I work at a Marvel or a DC, to serve the characters as best as I can. That's the job. The publisher has the right to say, we want this, you can't do that. And if I have a problem with either of those things, my choice is to quit. Simple. On my own stuff, I get to do whatever the hell I want, provided my collaborators, my co-creators are with me. I'm not going to do anything in Lazarus that Michael is violently against, right? I'm not going to do anything in Black Magic that Nicola is violently against, because it's a collaborative effort. But at the end of the day, we answer to ourselves.